I can't do the human centipede. I can do a lot. Things don't gross me out, but that's just too far. I love it.
I love how I'm just like, thumbnail, and you guys are like, the human centipede. This video is ridiculously late, but I saw someone post one like a week ago, so I figured I might not be the last person to do this. So I compiled, that is the wrong page. So I compiled a list of books that I'm excited for to come out in 2016 in my journaler. So sneak peek journal tour. So I have a list of about 15 books that I'm excited to come out this year, and I'm surprised I have this many to talk about because I feel like all my favorite series ended in 2014. So like last year, nothing happened. This year, nothing's gonna happen, but let's just talk about these things because there are a handful of things that I would choke someone for. What? I didn't just say that out loud. The books in this video will be done chronologically through the day that they were released, and there's no specific order to how excited I am for each book. Maybe there's a bit of bias to some books, but I'm sure you'll be able to tell. Let's just get right on into them. So the first book is Burning Glass by Catherine Purdy. This book is a fantasy book which comes out on March 1st. I'm really prepared for this video, as you're gonna see me glancing over here every 10 seconds to check my notebook. This book follows a girl who has the ability to feel what others feel, both physically and emotionally, and she used to be one of many. However, all but her have been wiped out due to an accident, so the king of the kingdom employs her in order to be kind of like a spy slash feeler type person for the kingdom, and it just follows her having to deal with all these emotions pressing in on her and drama, and it sounds really cool, and I'm all about those powers. I could make a really great comment about Warner right now, but that's a spoiler. So, moving onward. Next I have coming out on March 8th, well I didn't write it, but it's coming out on March 8th and I'm probably gonna buy it, is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I'm gonna be completely honest, I skipped every single chapter in The City of Heavenly Fire that was about whatever their faces are, the characters in that book. I didn't care about them, but either way, Cassandra Clare, beautiful writing, amazing world and concept, so I'm obviously going to be picking that one up. It's not necessarily like I'm going to go out the day it's released and get my hands on it, but I am looking forward to reading more in the Shadowhunter world. I was going to dance to the bell. So the next book that I'm highly anticipating to come out this year, it comes out on March 22nd. That is Wink Poppy Midnight by April Genevieve Tucholk. Now, I'll admit that the synopsis for this is pretty vague, so I'm going to try and do my best to explain it. It follows 3 characters who the title is named after, Wink, Poppy, and Midnight. It is 2 girls, 1 boy, and it just follows their story of, I quote, short, sharp, bewitching chapters that spiral swiftly, inexorably towards something terrible or tricky or tremendous. In the style of April Genevieve Tucholk, I anticipate this is going to be dark and creepy and weird, so I'm excited to read that one. It just sounds amazing and I love her writing, so I'm going to give that one a try. The next book is pretty much everyone's most anticipated of this year, and this is probably my most anticipated of this year. The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. It comes out March 29th, unless there's wiggle room there because it's been changing so much, but this is the 4th and final installment in the Raven Cycle series, and it is just going to be glorious. I can't wait for Gansey to die. That was sarcasm. I'm dying. There's so many things that I want to be finished and like, well, not finished, but I can't wait to know what happens, and I really, really need to reread that series because I missed so much the first time around that I feel like a reread could really behoove me so that I can just go on to the 4th one after I reread them and be like, oh my gosh, all the little things I didn't connect and now it's over. Anyway, I know like everyone's excited about the Raven King, so I'll just move right onward. The next book comes out on May 3rd and it is Jerkbait by Mia Siegert. This book follows a pair of identical twins, Robbie and Tristan. Robbie is a future NFL player. He's bound to go into the NFL, and he is gay. And so after a suicide attempt, he and his brother have to live in the same room and kind of bond a little bit more than they're used to. And it's just about that brotherly connection. It just sounds really angsty but also kind of touching, especially because NFL player who is gay is not a mainstream thing, and I'm really excited to see how that plays out and or if that will be done well. I have requested an arc of this book, so hopefully that will get to me soon and I will enjoy it if I read it. Well, when I read it. The next book also comes out on May 3rd, and that is Ask Me How I Got Here by Christine Hepperman. And the only thing I know about this book is that it's a book in verse about a girl, a teenager, who gets pregnant. First of all, it's in verse. I love anything in verse because it goes by so fast and usually it's really thought-provoking. And second of all, I've only read one book before about teen pregnancy, and that was How to Love by Katie Katugno, and I think it was done really well. And I'd like to read more about that topic since it's kind of taboo, and I love exploring those YA taboo topics. So I'm excited to be getting my hands on that one this year. Big surprise, the next book also comes out on May 3rd. Apparently May 3rd is a popular publishing date, but this one's really well known. It's going to be A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, the second book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. Finally, I can say A Court of Thorns and Roses without saying A Court of Thrones and Roses. That was a really rough couple months. I don't think we have enough time to go over my thoughts about the first book, but I loved it. If you didn't see it in my favorites of 2015 video, it was definitely a favorite of last year, and I cannot wait to see where the series goes. I don't know if it's gonna keep mirroring Beauty and the Beast, because I know the first one was a retelling, but I'm not sure if the second one's a different retelling or still that same theme. We'll just figure it out as we go. Sarah J. Maas is gonna appear on this list later on for probably, you can guess what else, but I cannot wait to get my hands on this one, and I will probably pre-order it. This next book comes out on May 24th. That is The Last Star by Rick Yancey, the third and final book in the fifth wave trilogy. I loved the first book. I thought the second book was aight, but I'm really excited to see where the third book takes us because I love the writing of it. I love how scarily realistic that sci-fi world is because it's like contemporary, except there's definitely aliens and a lot of death, but it's so realistic. It's just the coolest world I've read in sci-fi, and I highly recommend the first book if you have not picked it up. So the third book, I hope it's going to be better than the second one, just in that it has a plot and a conclusion rather than just some weird stagnant continuation, but I will be picking that one up as soon as I can and just seeing where Evan Walker, what's he doing? I love him. The next book I'm excited to read this year is coming out on May 31st, and that is Franny and True. Who?
That's true.
This book follows a girl named Franny who overhears her parents arguing about her cousin named Truman, or True, because True is gay and their family is shipping him off to live with Franny's family. This book just sounds like it's gonna be a very beautiful story following that. I just don't know what about the synopsis of this book made me so in love with it, but the way that it's worded and like the adjectives it uses to describe this, like, let me give you something. It basically describes True as an older boy who is everything that she's not. Rich, confident, cynical, sophisticated. That's not nearly as cool as I made it out to be, but I just thought that synopsis sounded so cool. Actually, the cover is flawless. Love the cover, so that's half the reason why I want to read it, but I have requested this from the publisher. I really want to get my hands on it. And again, just loving those books about taboo gay topics. Why is gay taboo? It's 2016. Fix yourself, America. Next book comes out on, so prepared for this video, July 19th, and it is A World Without You by Beth Revis. This book is a time travel book, which I'm typically not a fan of because I don't like historical fiction that much, but I saw the words Civil War in the synopsis and I was hooked. I've never read any YA book about the Civil War or any book about the Civil War, but that's just such an interesting time period to me, and I've never read a YA contemporary. It's not a contemporary, that he goes to school for kids with superpowers, but it sounds cool, it sounds great, it sounds Civil War-y. I loved Beth Revis's Across the Universe trilogy, so I trust that her writing is going to be excellent, and I'm ready. I can't wait to read that one. The next book comes out on August 30th. And that book is Furthermore by Taha Mafi. You're probably being like, wow, you got an ARC? No, I printed it out and put it on a copy of a different book because I'm lame and sad. This cover was just revealed and it's too soon to talk about it, so I'm not gonna talk about it, but furthermore.
You want to talk about it.
Different video. This book follows a girl named Alice. She's right there. That's Alice. That's Alice. And she lives in a town where everything's colorful and lively and magical, but she was born without color and she doesn't have any magic, and so one day her father disappears and she has to go through a land called Furthermore to find him, and all she has is a ruler, and that's Ollie, and he comes with her and he speaks in lies, and it's middle grade and it's so beautiful, and it's Taha Mafi, and it comes out on August 30th. I can't wait. Also coming out August 30th, Why Did Penguin Do This to Me? I don't know. They saw these two books and they were like, let's put these out on the same day. She'll love that.
I thought that was the name of a book. Why did penguins do this to me? I was laughing at the title.
That second book coming out on August 30th is called A Torch Against the Night, not Why Did Penguins Do This to Me by Sabbath Tahir. The second book in the Ember in the Ashes. Current duology, but you know she's gonna be added more, and if not, we're gonna petition and hashtag book 3 something. I don't know, but I know it's not gonna end there. I love those characters. I love that world. I'm hoping for a great continuation. I love her writing. It was once again one of my favorites of last year, and I'm so excited to see where it goes.
Get that off your head. You will die. Have you ever heard of suffocation?
I'm gonna start filming my videos outside in the nature where the only interruptions I get is the wind and the birds. And they're not even an interruption. I love them.
She put a plastic bag over her head. She's asking to die. Whitney, I need a room. Wait, no.
Fight me.
Free tuition. Keep it on.
This next book that comes out on September 6th. I already forgot what it is. I shouldn't have though, because I'm really excited for it, even though we don't even have a title yet. That would be the 5th Throne of Glass book with Sarah J. Maas. Moment of silence for Rowan Whitethorn. Wow, you guys actually stayed silent. We could just end the video now. We don't have a cover for this book. We don't have a title for this book. I don't even care. Rowan Whitethorn, Selena, bring it on. I'm there. I'm just really excited to read it. I'm sure everyone is. I'm sure we're all like, what's the title? What's the title? Okay, the last two books I have do not have a release date, and they might not even be in 2016. So I'm just gonna briefly mention them. The first one is the sequel to Illuminae, which I believe has a title, but I of course didn't look that up, because why would I prepare myself to film a video? So I'm going to be inserting pictures, so hopefully you can just be like, that's the title, it's on the cover, Whitney, you're such an idiot. And I'll be like, I know. I loved Illuminae. Illuminae was one of the most creativity lead book I've ever read, has been written.
Words. Hard.
I never learned how to read.
Apparently, or talk.
So I'm excited to read that one because it's just seeming like it's gonna unfold into something even grander and weird and creative. And then the second book that I'm excited to read this year, I think if it comes out, it's actually the third book in a trilogy in which I have not read the second book of. So if that tells you something about how much I loved the first book, it is The Midnight Star by Marie Lu. Again, I haven't read the second one. I don't even know if I'm gonna like the second one. It's right here somewhere. It's not right here. It's somewhere else, but I promise. Actually, I have no idea where it is. It's right there. It's right over there. And I'm gonna read it. Maybe. Thank you all for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you. You're beautiful. Vote for Bernie. Goodbye.